You are able to go experience that life experience, but you want that life experience to stay with you the whole life. I was in my old neighborhood over in Auburn, and these kids were just riding around their bikes saying 6'7", 6'7".
Yeah.
I had no idea. I'm like, what is this even?
Yeah. You heard me drop. I've dropped it now, I think twice.
I had to ask the guys downstairs who are a little more culturally, aligned with what's going on, and they shared some of the secrets,
the lore,
quote unquote. The lore. That's a much better way to go. The hand gestures too. Yeah, it's in one way I can now say I'm more unk than young, but that's
I'm chopped.
I think
unk.
I think
Great. Yeah.
I was going to be promoted to the status at some point.
Okay.
I like to think of promoted versus I've left. Yes, demoted. I've been promoted. You know
Kyle MacLachlan? Do you know that name? He's an actor. He hasn't been, well, in the original Dune, he was the original.
Really?
What's his name?
Oh gosh.
Atreides. Paul.
Yep.
He was the original Paul Atreides. So really popular actor, but I just saw there's a meme of him now going like, so I just found out I'm chopped and I'm unk. Thanks a lot. Or I'm wonderful or something. Yeah. Because next one you got to learn about is chopped.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know chopped?
Very, very familiar.
Okay.
And so it
basically means like you don't look good or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
All
like
the new urban terms. Yeah. It's I'm sure that it'll get worse for me as I get older, but
we'll just get
I'm hoping
more and more chopped.
As long as we have interns in our office.
Yeah.
That'll be the bridge to what's culturally intact.
You'll graduate from unk to Gramps.
Gramps, okay.
Yeah. I'm making that up. Maybe
Gramps?
I'm starting a new thing. Gramps.
Start here on Mitten Money.
Yeah.
Might as well go coin that term.
Yeah, exactly.
So how have things been going for you lately? Good?
Pretty good. Really busy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think the biggest thing for me right now, beyond work is, of course, and children, is I'm planning for a trip to Rome and Florence.
Super cool.
So we're going in
That's
a month.
A lot of fun,
just
man.
Jody and I.
Yeah, that should be a blast.
Yeah.
Now, have you or Jody been to? I know you guys like going to Europe. Have you guys been to Rome before or Florence?
No, we've never been to Italy.
Wow.
No, we've been to France and we've been to Spain.
Look at you two.
Yeah,
that should be a lot of fun. Are you guys strictly staying inside the country, or are you gonna? I know that you could easily spend a full month, a full summer there, some could say, versus
a lifetime.
Right, Italy, a lifetime.
Some people
Italy,
live there.
France, similar to Michigan, I guess, but in some form of a vein and fashion. But you guys are staying there the whole time, the country.
Yep. We were gonna just stay in Rome the whole 7 or 8 days, or 6, 7 days, however many days we were gonna be there. And that you see how I dropped that in.
Yeah, I saw, man.
But we decided to go to Florence for a couple days. So we'll take one of those high-speed trains.
Is it more arts or more historical?
Probably, it's if I had it my way, it would be arts and historical. But I gotta filter in some shopping and food. Definitely, have already made some reservations at some great restaurants.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some Michelin.
You got to make it. Oh, okay.
restaurants
Gotcha. I'm thinking making it this far in advance, Kevin. That's some preparation.
So anyhow, it's a great, kind of anti-segue into what we're going to talk about today, right? Because we're going to talk about financial mistakes that you can make, right? So in this case, I'm really into travel, and this is one of those financial success stories that I had because I was shopping. I celebrated my 50th almost a year ago. I'll be 51 in about a little less than a month. Jody had her 50th about a month ago, and we celebrated our 20th anniversary in August.
A lot of celebrating.
Right? So to celebrate that, we decided, hey, let's take a trip, just the two of us. My mom's going to help out, watch the kids. Of course, Nico's 18, so he can do some work too. But for $3,200, flying out of Saginaw to Rome, that's our flights and our hotel for the whole week.
That is very cost affordable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I shopped for quite a long time, and to fly from MBS Airport, and I think we have a layover in Detroit. That's it. It's just MBS Detroit Rome, Detroit, MBS.
Really?
And
no other layovers? Like
nope.
NYC, London?
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing.
Look at you guys. I mean, I can imagine with the travel information you probably know, travel hacks are just probably out of this world.
I try. I mean, listen, I love to travel, and I think if you really love to do something and it's an expensive habit like travel, you got to figure out a way to make it work for your budget.
Sure.
Which is, again, perfect kind of segue into what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such, I can't even imagine for that cost too, because I mean, imagine trying to like go cross country, but some of those flights could even go run you too. Like we were thinking about going to the Grand Canyon maybe a few years ago. And I think for airplane and airfare, hotels, rental car, I think we're right around that same price.
Yeah.
Inside the US too.
Right. No, I was talking with someone, I think it was a client the other day that was talking about going to, I think, Fort Lauderdale. And this was flying out of Detroit. They had some event happening in Florida, or they were visiting with family. And they said that it was out of Flint. Round trip out of Flint to Fort Lauderdale was $1,300 a ticket.
God.
Yeah. So imagine I'm going for almost that amount, and I have a hotel, and I'm going all the way to Rome. So you got to shop for those deals if you really want to, you got to just travel a bit less. And
they can, but those, I mean, imagine making the opposite effect, be able to go have some of those negative financial decisions carry with you too.
Yeah. Because
from a personal financial side too.
Yep. Because you don't want to build up a bunch of debt, like credit card debt.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong, you are able to go experience that life experience, but you want that life experience to stay with you the whole life. You don't want the debt to stay with you.
I don't want the 22% interest rate that goes along with it.
Man, that's going to compound pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So I think within my own life, almost 31 years young.
Yeah.
I think for myself, one of the things I do regret is now again, I'm 31. I still have a long time to go save before retirement, but I really regret not putting more money in my 401k.
Really?
Earlier on.
Well, you said, the good news is you're 31.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of runway ahead of you to make a change, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, as I look back, did I have fun spending the extra money I would have allocated towards a 401k? Absolutely. But I go look back to just a lot of dumb, stupid stuff too.
There's I think
all of us. And you can get nickel and dime too.
Oh yeah. We can all point to things that we've done. Like, maybe you got a bonus or something of that nature. And you're like, oh my gosh. At the time, say it was, a couple $1,000s. And you think back, you're like, what did I do with that money?
Seriously.
Like, where did that go? It just poof. Like,
yeah. Like I remember we were, I think we were preparing to go out for a trip. And so I bought hiking boots, which in the time hiking boots did help me out on that trip. But I think I shared this with you a couple podcast episodes ago that we moved recently into Midland, which is exciting. And I was thinking to myself, where are those hiking shoes? Where have they been? And so sure enough, I spent, maybe $100, $120 on a pair of hiking boots, only wore once.
And they're gone.
Well, no, I mean, I found them again, but I've only worn them once in a couple of years.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
And so, I mean, they're still in great condition. I'm sure I could still use them for the next 4 or 5 years, but in the moment, maybe, I don't know if like renting shoes is an option. I don't know if I could have done something else. I don't know.
Yeah. But what size do you wear? I could rent some shoes to you. Maybe. I don't know.
A great business idea.
Yeah, it is. Maybe we just thought of something.
Yeah.
We should start an app.
$1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million idea, at least in these popular travel areas or locations too. Or I go take a look. Last year, I finally broke out of, traditionally, I just kind of was a sneaker guy.
Yep.
I finally went over to Hoka's. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm walking on a cloud.
Oh.
No, that I use almost every single week.
Yeah.
Now, predominantly, I'm in a lot of work shoes Monday through Friday, but every single weekend, I'm in Hoka's all day, every day. My feet are thanking me. I don't mind spending a little bit of extra money, but going back to the hiking boot example, I mean, I think back now, this is the nerdier side, the investment side of me showing, all right, $140, I'm thinking in my head, compounded at XY%.
Yeah.
Last 4 or 5 years, they add up.
Yeah. There's a lot of examples of that, right? Had you not bought McDonald's weekly at $10 a week and had invested $10 a week into Microsoft over the last 10 years, and what would that have compounded to?
That reminds me of an old job I had. I was too lazy to go pack a lunch, and so 1 or 2 days a week I'd treat myself to a salad from a local fast food place. Now in my mind, I was thinking I was eating healthy, but when you add in, well, first off, okay, so
the salad has more calories than the cheeseburger.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
right.
I was going there, and so you got the crispy. So it was a crispy chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Put some ranch on that, 200 calories. Put some bacon on that, more calories.
Yeah.
The cookies that went along with the salad, in my own mind, the large Coke, and of course, it outweighed the health benefits.
Yeah.
But that was 14 per pop or per visit, 2 visits a week.
Yeah.
Over 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Versus packing just a PB&J, some pretzels on the side, some ice water. I'd be good to go.
Cookies don't count, though, if you eat them fast.
Got to savor and enjoy them. Here's a fast food tip. Chocolate chip cookies at McDonald's.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know about them.
No, I know about them.
They're not that widely. I don't know what it is about them, but
yeah,
the McCafe, such great items.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still remember I used to get them for $3 for $1 in high school. Loved them.
So we're starting to see some deals. I don't know. Starting to see a few deals here and there at McDonald's. Do you use the app to get the deals and the bonuses and things? Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, the kid, I should share. I'm not a huge fan of McDonald's. There's a couple things I like there, but the kids really like it. And when you're busy, right, with your family,
it's convenient, it's
easy,
cheap, it's fast.
Right? Stop in, you get that 6-piece Happy Meal that
what's your go-to meal?
And mine's I'm gonna be out there.
Okay.
Filet of fish.
Yeah. What? Filet of fish on the regular?
No, I'm talking like maybe once a quarter.
But every quarter, it's always a filet of
fish.
But
if I'm like starved and I'm gonna eat McDonald's, which honestly is not common, I go for the filet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. How about yourself? Have you ever had one? Or
I'm a snack wrap. I've never had a filet fish.
Okay.
I've actually never had one my whole life, but I've always been. It was first.
We're gonna change that. I'm bringing one in next time we shoot at like lunchtime.
First, it was a plain double cheeseburger.
Okay.
Or no, plain McDouble. Then it was a McChicken. Grilled those. Snack wrap.
Yeah.
Love the snack wrap.
Okay.
Love that meal. Get some cookies on the side. Get a medium Coke.
Okay, medium.
Goes over so well.
I'm an orange drink guy. If I'm gonna get drink,
Fanta.
No, not Fanta. Orange drink. I don't know what brand it is, but it's almost like a juice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably just loaded with sugar.
Is it carbonated?
It's delicious. No, it's not carbonated.
Huh.
No.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
So speaking of, we filtered in there a little bit. Credit cards.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And some of the biggest mistakes that you can make financially. I don't know. Is there a bigger mistake that can be made than just building up too much credit card debt?
I think it's really, really tough to go build yourself out of it. I mean, I think that's why as you watch TV, as you watch streaming services, as you listen to the radio, there's so many debt counseling services for people out there because it is pretty easy when the annualized, APY is at 20 to 28%. I mean, why not just go skip a payment? Why not just go do that too? And it's very easy for people who are fortunate enough to go have things on auto pay.
Right.
Because, of course, there's other fees that can be associated if it wasn't on auto pay. But if you miss a payment, maybe there's also a missed payment fee.
Yeah.
Maybe there's also additional interest that are top of that as well. I mean, if your limit, let's just go pretend your limit is $10,000, you got $10K in credit card debt. I mean, that's going to balloon.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to take, how long is that going to take to pay off?
It can take people years.
Yeah.
Years to go pay off that debt. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're making minimum payments.
And if there's something that America loves, it's consumption.
Yeah. And the other part, like what credit cards really do is they rob you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. So like you get an immediate fix, right? Because you do something now. But then in 6 months from now, when your paycheck isn't stretching quite as far as it used to, you're like, why is this happening? Well, it's because you got to make that whatever $200 credit card payment.
Or make that minimum payment.
Exactly.
Well, I think now I'm happy that the option exists for people out there, but the buy now, pay later loans.
Yeah.
You're seeing people go stretch out things.
Yep.
I'm happy that the option exists for people if they want to go use it in a nice manner, but there's a lot of people who might not use that in the right manner.
I've read some articles recently about it, and that's getting nasty.
Well, you can go from shoes to burritos.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Stretching that Chipotle out.
Yep. And next thing you know, it's nickel and dime, right? I mean, it's, I should be able to afford that. That's $40 and I don't have to pay on it every 6 weeks or that. And next thing you know, you've got 15 or 20 of these things coming out at a $500 a month clip, call it. And you're wondering why you don't have any money to spend. And that's why. I mean, it's, The little purchases, those, the big things you can plan for. Whether it's like, the bill for your internet, the bill for your streaming services and whatnot, you can count on those things. It's the nickel and dimes, frankly, the dining out. If there's a big issue, I think where I see people with their budgets really falling off, it's with two different places. It would be in food, primarily dining out. The second, I'm going to call it generosity, right? And it's with like kids, for instance.
Sure.
And they're paying for their cars, and they're paying for their phones, and they're paying for their rent, and they're giving them allowance.
Yeah.
And this is well into the kids' 20s. And granted, I feel bad for a lot of these kids today. The job market's not fantastic for somebody just coming out of school. My niece is experiencing that right now. But yeah, you got to be careful about your generosity because it can impact you too, right? That leads into college loans, which are right at the top of my mind, right?
Oh, sure. Of course.
Because I've done a decent job saving for my kids. Literally, when they were born, I think, in fact, in Nico's case, before he was born, I had opened his 529, and I've contributed to it religiously every month for 18 years.
Wow.
I don't have anywhere near the amount of money required because the average cost, it's probably going to be $120,000 to get him through 4 years of school. Wow. So I have not saved $120,000. So we have to figure out a way to make up the gap. And loans are going to be one of those ways. And so that, again, important financial decision, particularly when you consider return on investment, right? And how much are you spending versus how much are you going to earn? And then who's taking on the loan?
Sure.
Is it the child? Is it the parent? Is the parent co-signing on the loan? Also keeping in mind that most student loans, not that I would ever file for bankruptcy, but you can't default on those loans.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's the only debt that is not admissible.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
in a bankruptcy court. Yeah.
Yeah. It stays with you for life.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, those are some things to be aware of. And I think the generosity piece, maybe more often than not, is the biggest culprit when it comes to budgeting and where budgets
it's easy
fail.
too, because I mean, imagine you're out to eat with your friends, maybe got a new job, you're trying to go impress them. Oh, let me go smack that credit card down. I got it.
Yep.
You feel great. Your friends think you're doing good. You're feeling great, and then all of a sudden, you're like, "Ooh, $120 for dinner. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought." And then, what other, I shouldn't say mysterious. What other expenses could pop up in that month too? I mean, I think about a little funny story. And so I drive a nice Ford Explorer 2018. Love that thing.
Yep.
Took it in for an oil change, and it's just getting towards a sweet spot where some things might start, break down a little bit. And so it's nothing to do with the car or how it's driven. It's just as things age over time, some things can be expected to be replaced. And so I was thinking, I had my fingers crossed. All right, be okay. And everything was okay. But imagine, for instance, maybe, hey, go replace a new battery.
Yep.
$200. Go replace tires. $600-800.
Replace the transmission. I think I've talked about that before.
Oh my gosh.
A 2019 Honda Odyssey with 115,000 miles on it. And we had a $8,000 expense to replace the transmission and had no choice but to do it because the car was worth more than that. So it was worth it to us to do it so that we could still turn around and sell it.
Yeah.
But man, an expense like that, I don't know the percentage. I've heard it before, but many families, millions of families in the United States, if not hundreds of millions of families, would find themselves in really dire straits if suddenly
that's a lot of money,
$8,000 bill, and you have to pay it,
and it's not like
because you need a car.
Yeah, because people should have an emergency fund, but you're not actively thinking, what happens if my transmission goes out? What is the replacement cost? And of course, maybe people in the automotive field might know that, but the everyday American, absolutely not. I mean, I have a general idea, but it's not like I plan to go spend $8,000 on my used car.
Yeah.
So.
And then beyond that, you think of the quality of life toll that things like credit card debt or a big expense.
Oh, it wears down on you so much.
The mental toll that takes on you, the sleepless nights, just the stress that you're going through. As if life isn't challenging enough, then you add one of these big financial challenges, and it can be overwhelming. Yeah, so it's...
And so I think another area where this can really pop in more in life, and I'm going to be questioning, I'm going to ask you a couple questions
Yeah.
here. It's even though I'm 31, I think everyone in the audience knows you're 50, and so you've probably seen this a little more with your friend group. But have you seen lifestyle creep?
Oh gosh, lifestyle creep again. One of the biggest issues that I see, and basically what that is, you make a little bit more money, and you try to determine how am I going to spend that money.
Sure.
Right. So it doesn't really, the net impact of more income isn't necessarily better for everyone from a like financial planning perspective. It's maybe better for their lifestyle. That they upgrade their car, or they buy a second home, or they there's always something out there. Lifestyle creep is basically keeping up with the Joneses.
Consumption.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're great at consuming for sure.
Well, who wouldn't want a new car? Like, hey, I've been working at this company for 20 years. I'm making X money. I just saw that Bob down the road just pulled up in a new Lexus. Why shouldn't I have that new Lexus?
Yeah.
Why should I be driving around this 10-year-old beat up 4-door car?
I'm making just as much money. I know what they're getting paid or about, right?
I have success.
I'm doing, I owe it to myself.
Easy to
have
rationale.
those things. It is, yeah.
And then, of course, you go down these places, they're in the business to go sell you stuff. They're like, hey, these are your options.
Yeah. I'm fortunate in that it must be the way I was raised, or I don't know if it's just Gen X in general, but I don't really have that that envy that I do see quite
That's
frequently.
Good. Yeah.
I'm not sure why that is. Hopefully I've built that into my kids too. But yeah, you do see a lot of it, and you're driving around and you're seeing, every other car you see appears to be a $100,000 pickup truck or a $90,000 Suburban.
I don't know how people are affording it.
I don't either.
I think there's a popular finance blogger who blames, the inaffordability crisis going on right now.
Sure.
On, how high some brand new cars could be. I mean, imagine you want a full lifestyle creep comes in.
Yep.
Instead of getting the base model, maybe you want a fully loaded out car.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, $85,000-$90,000, and that's a house payment.
And
$1,200,
$1,500 payment.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And is it cool that cars have all these features? I mean, of course, I'd want all those features too. But at some point, I mean, that's a lot of money.
Well, just think of the average cost of just a basic car. Is around what, $45,000?
So just last week,
okay.
Breaking news: the average price of a new car in America just crossed over $50,000.
Oh my gosh!
For the first time.
That's crazy.
I remember when I was a kid. Oh gosh, I'm putting these remarks in now. I thought like $50K for a car. I'm like, man, you're balling out.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You got
everything. You got some TVs inside that thing.
Exactly.
A telephone too. Oh man,
$50,000. I mean, I think the first car I bought. I'm so dating myself right now. Well, the first car that was bought for me was a Chevy Nova, not the cool Chevy Nova.
Was it 1967?
No, not a cool Chevy Nova. It was a Chevy Nova from the 1990s. Right,
Okay.
It's a really little efficient vehicle. It was maybe $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay,
it was a great little car.
Yeah, sure,
right?
sure. Yeah,
the
point
first
A,
car I
point B.
bought myself, I'm pretty sure it was a Jeep Cherokee, and I think I paid about $18,000 for it. And this would have been in the late 90s.
Okay.
So yeah, for expenses to there it is. Yeah,
beautiful,
the beauty,
beautiful car.
It was a 1990. Mine was navy, and it had I had two of them. I had a white one.
Okay.
And then that one crashed out or whatever happened. And then I had a navy one with like a neon stripe on the side of it.
Okay, a racing stripe. There you go.
Pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Imagine that $50,000 car payment. $1,200 a month, and it's just like credit card debt. Debt more than anything else.
And even then, you're paying. Okay, that's just for an average car. So let's just say you buy that $50,000 car, right? They're not built. I sound so old saying this, but vehicles, really everything, nothing is built the way it used to be. They're not. Things are not built to last, and they're built with computer chips, right? Vehicles now. So I mean, you get in a little fender bender, and that you're going to have to file a claim because it's probably going to be $5,000 worth of damage because some chip or sensor was damaged that needs to be replaced, right? So
what's the hack there, Kevin? So credit card spending, obviously spend less.
Yeah.
You can think about spending less for cars, but I mean, what's the hack here? Certified pre-owned leasing?
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that before, right? And that's a tough one for me because leasing, it really depends on what's most important to you. If you need features, and in particularly, we get beyond the dollars and start talking about safety, right? Like, so for my children, I want them to have brake assist, right? I know I read the statistics on this, and I think deadly car crashes are down like 80% since brake assist was invented. So that's a huge one. Even like the blind spot monitoring, those things are really important to have. So yeah, I think if you can find a happy medium between getting the features you want, and particularly focusing on the safety features more than maybe the luxury features, and getting something that's used. Well, I mean, the average car that drives off a lot is immediately loses 20 to 30% in value, depending on the vehicle.
So find one for 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
Boom.
So buy one with
Mitten Money life hack.
10, 15,000 miles. Just be careful. Don't buy a rental.
Oh,
right. Because we all know
those are,
rentals don't get wonderful
treatment. People are not going to drive those smoothly.
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, that'd be a hack. For credit cards, I don't know. The only hack I have is just know your limits, and not your credit card limits. Know your personal limits, right?
Yeah.
Know what you can take on. If you know you're not good at managing debt, then don't get a credit card, or have a credit card, but reduce the limit.
I was just going to go say the same thing. So know ahead of time, hey, this could be a problem for me. You can easily put a $500 limit on it.
Exactly. Because you do need to have it, like for renting a vehicle, or there's different purposes, maybe a hotel, things of that nature. But limit the limit on it. Limit the limit, or reduce the limit. Take it down from whatever 10,000 to 2,500 or something that's more manageable.
Of course, yeah. And so I know on the onset of the show, before we go close out with our favorite segments, I had mentioned one of my own personal finance mistakes, and so not saving more within my own 401k. But now I still allocated a decent amount. I'm still very happy, but I look back myself and I kick myself. So the same question goes to you, Kevin. What do you, whether it's smaller, more benign, or rather it's something like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Decision for you that you've made.
Oh, well, for me, it's easy. When I was in my 20s, I built up credit card debt. So I learned a great lesson there.
Sure.
We all have to learn things the hard way, right? So I think, 25 years old, moved to Denver. I had to furnish an apartment. I couldn't even get a credit card because I didn't have credit. So the issue was my dad co-signed for me so I could get a credit card. Then I get an increased limit because my dad had good income. So I get a, $10,000 limit. Pretty quickly racked that thing up, thinking to myself, like, oh, I'm a big shooter now. I got a professional job. And next thing you know, finding myself with some credit card trouble. Quickly got myself out of it by really refocusing myself and making much more than minimum payments on it. Really taking a short time beating for, long time. Because it did, for me, one of the biggest effects it had, we talked about the mental strain that it can cause. It really caused a mental strain on me, to the point that even today, 25 years later, I hate having a balance on my credit card.
Oh, yeah.
I want to pay it off like immediately. I get such a satisfaction when I see zeros.
Oh, yeah.
To the point that I'll just take out a new credit card and just cut it up when I get it, just so I have a zero balance on a credit card. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually do that. Just be careful and be reasonable. Be honest with yourself. How much can you manage? I know people that spend every dime on a credit card for rewards and pay it off at the end of the month. And I know people that maybe start with that intention, and next thing you know, they have themselves in a difficult position.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of ways to get out of it. The only way you're not going to get out of it is by doing nothing different, right? You've got to sit down with someone. I'd be happy to sit down with anybody that found themselves in trouble and have a bigger conversation about their finances and come up with a plan to help them to pay that off.
Oh, yeah.
I think, people like Dave Ramsey do a great job at things like that and provide a real valuable
It's just really instilling those really hard to reach values and those repeatable habits, right?
Yep.
Like I remember when I first got my my first credit card, there's even such a small balance on it, but I'm like, I don't need auto pay. I'm going to remember to go do it every single month.
Yeah, right.
And then I forgot about it. I'm like, what the heck? I got myself a late fee. And so, of course, I pay it off right away. But I'm like, I get so mad at myself because I had the late fee.
Yeah.
Just for being, just a single day late. So, of course, after that, auto pay always set up, always making sure I can put everything in reasonable time frame. But just it's better to learn those lessons early.
That's a big lesson too, because you're used to being able, like at a young age like that, you're used to being able to call the credit card company and say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't receive it in the mail. I was out of town and whatever it was. And you're used to maybe being forgiven, but the credit card companies are not very forgiving.
Get that notification now.
They'll immediately get that penalty on there. They'll jack up the interest rate. So be really careful about late payments.
No bueno.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, I think it works its way perfectly into our favorite segment here. So why don't you kick things off? I think you have some not so great news to report about something you watched
it's
recently.
Unfortunate, too, because I'm a huge fan of the Tron franchise.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you ever watch the first Tron? Or I mean,
I'm familiar with it, but
very nostalgic for me being a kid. It's centered around video games, right? And Tron was a game I played on the old Intellivision. Shout out to my brother Eric. We spent a lot of time on the Intellivision, which was a competitor to the Atari back in the 80s. So love that franchise. Love the whole storyline around Tron. Didn't love the movie. Went to it by myself because nobody else wanted to go see it. I actually went to it last night.
Okay.
Nostalgia. There was some parts where it went back in time. Jeff Bridges has a role in the movie who was in the original Tron. But it wasn't fantastic. On the flip side, a movie that I loved that I really wasn't excited about seeing, but really enjoyed was The Long Walk, the new Stephen King film.
Oh, sure.
Sort of a post-war, and it's don't see it if you can't handle gore, because it's quite gory.
Sure.
But it's fantastic, and I think it has a great message within it. Yeah,
it's interesting. Yeah.
How about yourself?
A movie that I've been watching or rewatching lately, Good Will Hunting.
Oh, yeah.
We got off in a serious dovetail at lunch at work at one point, and we found out our intern hadn't watched a movie before. And so went down a long rabbit hole, and I forget how good the movie was.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a really long time. Robin Williams. And that was when Ben Affleck and Matt Damon
just coming in the
industry.
industry.
Their coming out. Yeah. That was, in fact, those guys wrote that script.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, the two of those guys who at the time were maybe in their early 20s, those two wrote that script, starred in that film as nobodies. No one knew who they were.
Sure.
And took Hollywood by storm.
Absolutely.
Ever since that time, they've been Hollywood superstars.
Oh, A-listers. Absolutely. It just...
But Robin Williams, what a tragic loss. What a great actor. Fantastic,
still young
comedian.
Too. I think he was early 60s.
Yeah, and just a great person. Like if you've ever watched,
I've heard a lot of really good.
We lost a great one way too soon. Yep.
It just really strikes me as as you go through, later throughout life, you can really see like the talent in people really show with how well they're able to go portray their characters, and just being able to go see whether it's Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, or especially Robin Williams too. I mean, just how he's able to really capture lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
With what he did in that movie.
The depth and the range that Robin Williams had to go from playing really kind of slapstick comedy all the way to drama. If you think of Good Will Hunting or Dead Poet Society.
Huge range.
And he played just some wild, wacky character. I mean, Mork. Do you remember Mork and Mindy? You probably never heard of it.
No.
It's a sitcom from like the 80s.
Okay.
Just watch Mork and Mindy, and that'll give you a different appreciation for Robin Williams' range, because he plays like an alien living in Boulder, Colorado with like normal humans around him.
Okay.
He's a very odd character.
That's my homework assignment for next podcast episode.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, everyone, thank you again for listening to another great episode of Mitten Money.